Hello folks, Reloading Bench back with you once again. And a few videos ago, recently for me, I don't know when it'll get published, I ordered something from Natchez, if that's how you pronounce it, and stuffed in the box were these catalogs. I've never seen an all black and white catalog. I thought that was kind of interesting. Most of the time I throw catalogs away. So if I receive something like this in the mail, you know, I'll read through it and then I'll toss it. You know, it doesn't mean anything to me. This, however, this was cool. So apparently they were founded in 1979. This is a nice catalog. I think there's like 420 pages of stuff. So this kind of catalog is a keeper, just for reference stuff like, oh, I'm thinking about product ABC, you know, what's its competitor, whatever. But what really resonated with me was this catalogs, paper catalogs remind me of my youth. So years ago, I went, because when I was young in the 70s, every multiple times a year, again, obviously because this was before the internet, you would get, usually the two biggies were SEARS and JC Penny. And we all know what has happened to both of those establishments over the year. In fact, Sears, in my opinion, was the Amazon of the late 1800s. This is an 1897 version of the Sears. It's a reproduction. It's the 1897 version, 1495. It's the 1897 version of the Sears catalog. And you know, I think it's just amazing because when you think about Sears being the Amazon of its day, you would go into the local general store, you know, you ride into town and on your horse, your buggy, and then you would browse the catalog and you would place your order at the general store. Guns. Department of Revolvers. Too funny. So, you know, in fact, what was funny was, again, you would go into town, you would put your order in for whatever you're buying. Let's see if they have any old Colts or Smiths. I'm sure they do. Ivor Johnson. I think I have an Ivor Johnson top break in 22. You would go order your thing, you know. And then after a period of time, you'd come into town and you'd then pick it up. Again, that was online ordering in the 1897s. I love the old peep sites. The shopkeeper would, you know, Morse code on the what's that? What was that called over the wire? I'm drawing a blank because I'm old and then early Alzheimer's probably settling in. But they would convey the order. It would then get shipped to the store, and then you'd go pick it up. So that was the online model of the late 1800s. You could order a machine gun from the Sears catalog up until the 1934 NFA, the Firearms Act, National Firearms Act. So as a child, I used to remember, especially, you know, right around beginning of fourth quarter, the catalogs would show up because obviously they're trying to get you to buy stuff for the holidays, for Christmas. And that was, again, pre-internet, and that was the model. So you would get the catalogs from Sears, JC Penny, whomever, so that you could start shopping. So I started, when I would get a cool catalog, I would keep it. And some catalogs are cooler than others. Like, you know, this Natchez. As I said, this is not a keeper. This is garbage. You know, I'll look through it and I'll throw it away. This, also a paperback version, is not garbage. This is very similar to the Natchez. This is an old Midway catalog. Master Catalog 35. I don't remember what year I grabbed this from. Well, since they're talking about valid through December of 2012, I'm going to guess this is a 2012 catalog. Another Midway catalog. This one's number 34, so this was probably even older. Offer good through 2011. Again, kind of cool. And what's nice is, you know, you can look back and see what the products of that era were. This is a gunsmithing tools of the trade catalog. A little bit different than, you know, your generic catalog. Your generic catalog of, how many pages is this? Probably 300 and, 1,050 pages. Wow, that's a lot of pages. When the lights and electricity go out, rather when the electricity goes out, you still need lights. You can still shop. Do they still carry that stuff? Maybe, maybe not. I always thought this was cool because it was specific to gunsmithing. And again, stuff just for gunsmithing, you know. I think of this as a reference material more so than a shopping catalog. Again, this is 2011, so this is 15 years old. But the cream of the crop in terms of, in my opinion, online catalogs was Cabela's. And the last time Cabela's sent this to me was 2015. So obviously I've not spent enough money with them in the last 10 years to warrant them sending me one of their color hardcover catalogs, which again, 1,100 pages. This a little older, 2014 fall, which means they had multiple in a limited edition. I'm guessing this is hunting, all hunting related. Another, how many pages? 920, so not quite as big. Another big fall edition, 2013. Beautiful color. The bind, it's just, there's something about, you know, hardcover books that I find it very difficult to part with. This was a limited edition, another fall edition of from 2011, the 50th anniversary of Cabela's. Again, hard to part, cool old stuff. So this is what the top of the mark was in 2011. So completely outdated. This is almost 1,300 pages. But from a sentimental cool factor, and I think Cabela's did the best with the hardcover binding fall editions. So maybe they only had the fall editions. And maybe it was, you know, once a year fall editions. So if they've done it since 2015 or anyone has anything newer than a 2015, let me know. But, you know, when you look at this kind of stuff, again, I started reloading in 2010. So I was heavy into, I guess, heavier into my purchases in the first 5 years than in the last 10 years, because, you know, once you get your shit, you don't need more shit. I wish that was true because I keep buying shit. So this is, you know, my memories of my youth for catalogs. I love paging through catalogs because when I was 7, 9, 10, 11, preteen, you know, you're paging through all the good shit to see, oh, what can I ask for Christmas? What do, you know, it was a way of visual shopping by turning the pages. And these catalogs kind of remind me of that. So stepping back more into my youth. All right, just as I was putting everything away, I thought, you know what? Why not check and see what prices were like for some components, common components. So here's Midway 2011. Let's look for reloading. Reloading, powders and primers, $4.22. $4.01. $4.13. $4.22. All right. Let's pull a powder that I like. Where's some WST? Okay, here's Winchester. Winchester, okay, $2.31. 1 pound, $20.49. $20.49 for $2.31. Did they even have WST back in 2011? WST, yeah, WST, 1 pound, $20.99, so $21 a pound. All right, let's Let's see what Cabela's in 2011. I'm going to guess very similar price. A little harder to find shit because there's bullets. Let's go to the index. Is there an index? No. Oh, there's a sticker. Alright. So I don't know if this gun store, gun order. Okay, let's go past here. Obviously you can tell how many times I've used this catalog. Okay, so no, maybe Cabela's is not going to be the baseline for reloading supplies. Okay, so not a good measure. So we're going to jump from 2011 to 2025. So 14, 15-year jump. All right, reloading. Powder 214. And we'll do the same thing, WST. Winchester. Stable. So 231, 1 pound, $48.99, $49. Where's WST? WST, 1 pound, $62.49. Ouch. So 1 pound of WST when I first started, WST, 1 pound, $21, $20.99 versus WST today, $62.49, 300%. It's tripled. Wow. 231 wasn't, I don't think, as bad. Still bad, but not as bad. Like instead of tripled, it was more than doubled. $48.99. So that used to be my go-to powder for 45 ACP, and then I got into WST. So 231, $48.99, 231, 2049. So 250% or so. Wow. All right, let's try primers. Brutal. Primers, 227. CCI and Winchester would be my go-to. So I'll do large pistol. Large pistol, Winchester, $85.79. Large pistol, CCI, $89.99. All right, let's see. I'm guessing it's going to be very comparable to this location. There's bullets. Maybe primers are. Okay, so much for guessing. Reloading. Casing primers, 422 to 425. Okay, so I see powder. I do not see primer. 422 to 427. Oh, right in front of me. Okay, CCI primers in 2011. CCI, small pistol, large pistol, CCI 300s, $29.49. Yeah, I used to get them for $20 a brick at the shows. $29.49. That's CCI and Winchester. Where's Winchester? Wow, 50 BMG. 196 for 500. I'm looking for Winchester large pistol, $36.99. Again, used to get them for $20 at the show. All right, so there's, and then what do we have? What did I say we were at? Large pistol, $85.79. Large pistol, $89.99. So $90. $90 versus $29.49. $30. So 300%. All right, so that's the you know, 15 years. Every 5 years we go up 100%, which I don't buy because everything was normalish until the cough. Right when the cough hit, that's when all the prices exploded, and now everything is blamed on inflation. So there's your powder and primer comparison.